Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the English Podcast Hub. I'm Emily, and I'm so happy to be here with you today.
And I'm Jake. We're really glad you've joined us for another fun and helpful episode to practice your English. Well,
That's right, Jake. Before we jump into today's topic, we'd like to ask a quick favor.
if you're enjoying this podcast and learning with us, please take a moment to subscribe to the English Podcast Hub.
And don't forget to hit that like button and share this episode with your friends.
Exactly. Your support means a lot. It helps us bring you more great content every week.
Perfect! Now, let's get started. Jake, I have to ask, how was your weekend?
So, Emily, tell us, what did you do on Saturday?
Well, my Saturday started with a lovely family lunch. My parents came over and we all sat around the table together. It was really nice to catch up.
That sounds wonderful. Did you cook something special?
Yes, we made lasagna. It's one of my family's favorites. And my mom brought her famous chocolate cake for dessert. Honestly, it was delicious.
Oh, wow. Lasagna and chocolate cake? That's a perfect combination. I love family lunches. They're such a classic weekend activity. You get to eat, laugh, and spend time together.
Exactly. After lunch, we just talked for a while, and the kids played in the garden. It was very relaxed and cozy.
That sounds like the perfect Saturday afternoon. Good food, family time, and no rush.
Yes, sometimes the simple moments are the best. So, Jake, how about you? What did your Saturday look like?
Mine was a little different. In the afternoon, I went out with a few friends. We wanted to try this new coffee shop downtown that just opened.
Oh, I think I know the one you mean. The place with those unique pastries, right?
Yes, that's the one. We sat there for a couple of hours just talking and catching up. It felt so good to relax and spend time together.
I totally get that. Hanging out with friends is such an important part of the weekend. It doesn't really matter if you're at a cafe, watching a movie, or just going for a walk. It's about being with people you enjoy.
Exactly. For us, it was mostly chatting about our week, some movies we'd seen, and even planning another get together soon. It was really nice.
Sounds perfect. Did you do anything else later that evening?
Yes, actually. I went to a birthday party for my friend Mark. He just turned 30, so it was a big celebration.
Oh, that must have been fun.
It really was. There was music, dancing, and a ton of delicious food. Everyone was in a great mood, and it was the perfect way to wrap up the day.
That's awesome, Jake. Birthday parties are always special. You celebrate, meet new people, and make great memories.
So, Emily, after that big family lunch, how did you spend your Saturday evening?
Honestly, I kept it simple. I just wanted a quiet night at home with my kids. We made some popcorn, picked a family movie, and cuddled up on the sofa together.
That sounds so cozy. Sometimes a calm evening at home is exactly what you need, especially after a busy week.
Yes, and my kids love it. For them, it doesn't have to be a big trip or anything fancy. Just being together, laughing at the movie, and enjoying popcorn feels really special.
I love that. Family time is so precious, and like you said, it doesn't always have to be about going out. The simple moments can be the best ones.
Exactly. It was relaxed, fun, and the perfect way to end my Saturday.
And what about Sunday, Emily? How did you spend your day?
Well, Sunday morning started with church. It's something I do every week, and it always gives me a sense of peace and gratitude before the new week begins.
That's a beautiful routine. I know for many people, going to church or any place of worship is really meaningful. It's a moment to reflect, connect with others, and feel grounded.
Exactly. After church, we had a light lunch, and then I took the kids to the park. The weather was sunny, so it was perfect for being outdoors.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. What did your kids do at the park?
They rode their bikes, played on the swings, and just enjoyed running around. I mostly watched them, relaxed, and soaked up the fresh air.
Simple joys, right? Sometimes just being outside with your kids and a nice day is the best kind of happiness.
Absolutely. It wasn't anything fancy, but it felt really good. A perfect Sunday. So, Jake, how about your Sunday? What did you get up to?
My Sunday was pretty relaxed, but it started with some chores. Laundry, tidying up, a bit of cleaning. Not the most exciting, but it has to be done.
Oh, yes, the never ending weekend chores. Not fun, but necessary to keep life organized.
Exactly. But once I finished, I gave myself a little reward. I grabbed a book and sat outside in the backyard. It was quiet, the weather was nice, and I just enjoyed reading for a while.
That sounds lovely. Reading on a Sunday afternoon feels like the perfect way to unwind.
It really was. After a busy week, slowing down with a good book helped me recharge and get ready for Monday.
I love that balance. Taking care of responsibilities and then giving yourself time to relax.
Yeah, that's what weekends are all about, right? A mix of catching up on things and also making space to rest.
So, Jake, we've shared our weekends, but I think it's time to help our listeners talk about theirs.
Great idea. Talking about your weekend is one of the most common small talk topics in the English, so let's go over some useful phrases. Al-
The easiest question is, how was your weekend? That's what people ask most often.
Right, you can also ask, what did you do this past weekend? Or, did you do anything fun? They're all natural ways to start the conversation.
And when you answer, you can say something simple like, my weekend was great. Or you can use words like relaxing, busy, or fun. For example, I had a relaxing weekend.
Exactly. And remember, this is very important when you describe what you did. Always use the past tense.
Yes, for example, you should say, I went to the park, not I go to the park, or I had a family lunch, not I have a family lunch.
Let's try a quick role play. I'll ask you about your weekend and you answer using the past tense. Ready?
Sure,
How was your weekend, Emily?
my weekend was really nice. On Saturday, I had a lovely family lunch, and in the evening, I spent time with my kids watching a movie. Uh,
Perfect. See how Emily used had and spent both in the past tense. That's what our listeners should practice.
and don't forget, adding little details makes your answer sound more natural. Instead of just saying, I ate lunch, you can say, I had a delicious lunch with my parents at home. I
Exactly. Those details paint a picture and your English will sound more fluent.
So, Jake, we've shared our own weekends, but let's give our listeners some other ideas. What are some common weekend activities people can talk about?
Good point. Well, one of the most popular is going shopping, whether it's for groceries, clothes, or just browsing at the mall.
Yes, and another one is gardening. If you have a yard, weekends are perfect for planting flowers or just spending time outdoors.
For sports fans, there's always playing or watching a game. Maybe you played soccer with friends or you watched football on TV.
Absolutely. And some people prefer to focus on their health, so they go running, hit the gym, or take a yoga class on weekends.
And of course, many people enjoy just relaxing at home. That could mean watching TV, reading a book, or listening to music.
I agree. Not every weekend has to be full of activities. Sometimes the best thing you can do is simply rest and recharge.
Exactly. It's all about balance, doing things you enjoy and also giving yourself time to relax.
So, Jake, we've talked about a lot of activities, but for our listeners, what are some tips to make talking about the weekend in English easier?
Great question. I'd say tip number one, keep it simple. You don't need to describe every single detail. Just focus on the main activities. Watowa.
Yes, I love that. And tip number two, use descriptive words. Instead of only saying it was good, try words like relaxing, exciting, busy, or fun.
Exactly. Tip number three, always use the past tense. Remember, I went, I had, I watched, I spent. That's the key when describing past events.
Tip number four is about listening. When someone asks you about your weekend, don't forget to ask them back. Saying, "How about you?" shows you're engaged in the conversation.
That's a really good point. And finally, tip number five, don't worry about mistakes. The most important thing is to communicate. Even native speakers make little mistakes sometimes.
Exactly. Confidence matters more than perfection. The more you practice, the more natural it will feel.
So, to recap, keep it simple, use descriptive words, practice the past tense, ask questions back, and don't be afraid of mistakes.
If you follow these tips, you'll be ready to talk about your weekend with anyone in English.
Well, Emily, I think we've covered a lot today.
Yes, we really have. We talked about our own weekends, shared some common activities, and gave our listeners useful phrases and tips.
Exactly. And now it's your turn. Listeners, try to describe your last weekend in English. You can even practice out loud or write it down to make it stick.
And remember, it doesn't have to be complicated. Even if you just stayed home and relaxed, that's still something you can share. Every weekend has a story.
We'd also love to hear from you. Leave us a comment and tell us, what did you do last weekend? We can't wait to read your answers.
And before we say goodbye, don't forget to subscribe to the English Podcast Hub. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend who's learning English. It really helps us grow and reach more learners like you.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us today.
We'll be back soon with another fun and useful episode. Until then, keep practicing and enjoy your week.
Bye, everyone.
See you next time.